And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, your girl, Michelle Wu, she is going viral on X right now for something that she said a couple of years ago, y'all. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what she said that is kicking up so much controversy and having people say Michelle Wu needs to be deported, y'all. I'm going to show you, but I'm not just going to show you the little clip that they show on X. I'm going to show you the full context of Wu's comments, and then I want to hear from you as to whether you agree with her or disagree with her. And you know, because we are a legal-based channel, I'm also going to provide some important clarification as it relates to the law surrounding Wu's comments, y'all. And then after that, we're going to take a look at a report out of the Boston Herald that says that Boston is not cooperating with ICE as it relates to getting violent criminals out of the country. So that's coming up as well, y'all. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. But before we do, y'all, you know that we are a paralegal school. If you've been watching our program now, you know that we've been around for 23 years. You know that we help people get going in the paralegal field. You know that we've helped hundreds of people since 2003 start their career in the paralegal field or even move up in their career. Our certificate is good nationwide, and our program comes with an internship placement so that you'll get real experience on your resume. If you're interested, y'all, we are running a discount for all of our YouTube subscribers. Click the first link down in the description. Join us. New year, y'all, new career. Now let's go ahead and get into the story.
Mayor Wu, the Title 42, that border control policy that was begun by the Trump administration, continued by President Biden, expired, I think it was midnight last night. Scenes from the border. There are tens of thousands of people trying to get into the country. But there's an impact here in Boston. One of your people in your administration talked about all these people coming into the emergency rooms at Boston Medical Center. Texter was concerned about people coming into Chelsea. So what's happening?
Yeah, we really have been experiencing, as every city across the country, a crisis when it comes to migrant families who are a little bit stuck in limbo. Every person, every human being has the legal right to come to the United States and seek asylum or shelter, and those policies have been in place for a long time. But when the review of that individual's particular situation and the then decision to allow the pathway to stay and or work authorization that comes along with that, when that process is so drawn out, people are stuck. They are looking to work, looking to contribute, looking to be in a safe democracy where they can raise their families. And we at the city level are now dealing with many of the impacts of the processes having people fall through the cracks at the federal level.
Now, what Wu says here that has people so up in arms is that she says everybody has a legal right to come to the United States. Now, that's where the clip is cut off on many of these X clips. But as you can see, just watch again. That's not exactly what she said. But then after you see this, I'm going to come back and tell you why what she did say, even fully in context, is still not quite right. Let's take a look again.
As every city across the country, a crisis when it comes to migrant families who are a little bit stuck in limbo. Every person, every human being has the legal right to come to the United States and seek asylum or shelter, and those policies have been in place for a long time.
So there you see her full context. What she's saying is that everybody has a right to come to the United States to seek asylum. And that's not true, y'all. That is not true. But it is easy for you to get mixed up as to what is actually the case. So I'm going to explain it to you. If you are already in the United States, if you're already here and you don't have permission to be here, or even if you do have permission to be here, then you can claim asylum. If you're already at the United States, if you're already in the States, then you have, we could say, a right to seek asylum, okay? But that does not give you a right to enter into the United States without permission. So it's one of these weird things where if you're already in the States without permission, yes, you do have that right, but you don't have a right to enter into the United States to then later claim asylum, okay? That's kind of confusing, but that's the clarification there. I think she probably should not be giving legal advice to people considering she's not a federal authority. I think she should allow the federal authorities to represent how and when, where, why, through what processes, etc. asylum can be claimed. And she should stick to getting the violent criminals off the streets of Boston, y'all. That leads us to our next story here. The Boston Herald says that Boston police ignored 57 immigration detainer requests from ICE last year.
And the Boston Police Department has pretty defined rules set by the law, and we abide by the law here in the state. And we don't, enforce civil detainers regarding federal immigration law. It's, it's defined here in the state, and that's just how it works.
Well, you've lined up the state. How do you navigate the difference between the state, the city of Boston, and Washington, D.C.?
And so I can't, it's hard enough to run the Boston Police Department. I could never fathom, running outside of that. So I do know this. Our officers are, abide by the laws here in the state and certainly the city ordinance in the city of Boston. We don't have authority to enforce federal immigration law. And so from our perspective and what we tell anyone who comes to visit our city, lives in our city, is that we don't care about your immigration status.
Here it says Boston Commissioner Michael Cox said the department ignored 57 immigration detainer requests issued by federal authorities last year, citing a city law that shields non-citizens from deportation under certain circumstances. Cox attributed the police department's non-compliance to the Boston Trust Act, which prohibits BPD and other city departments from cooperating with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on civil immigration detainers in a letter he sent to the city clerk that was filed with the city council on Monday. Quote, the Boston Police Department is dedicated to working in partnership with the community to fight crime, reduce fear, and improve the quality of life in our neighborhoods. So typically, y'all, these detainer requests would be for people who the police already have in their custody. And they're like, no, you can't have these people. We're going to let them back out on the streets. I think that's one of the biggest derelictions of duty that you're seeing mostly in Democrat cities nowadays, y'all. I can't justify that. I don't think that you make the city safer by saying we're not going to hand over criminals to ICE or for deportation, y'all. So hopefully you learned something in today's video. No, you do not have a right to come to the United States to seek asylum. But yes, if you're already in the United States, you do have a right to seek asylum. So that's kind of weird, I admit it. But maybe Michelle Wu should brush up on that before she starts speaking about it over the airwaves. And secondly, y'all, you can see Boston has decided they've stood their ground. They've marked out their territory. They have chosen the people in the country without permission over the Americans, y'all. That's how I see it. But do you agree with me or do you disagree? Y'all drop a comment down below. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. And we'll see you back in the next one.